Hi, my name is Lori Wheeler, and this is another segment on food for thought. I have been sitting and meditating a lot, and I thought of this and I wrote it down because I wanted to share it with people. So, pardon me for not saying it, but to read it because it's just more intricate than I could remember to share with you. About this time, many are losing sight of their hopes and their dreams, as I keep hearing from people. The excitement of spring and hope for things coming and better times coming, it's sort of stopped dead in the tracks. And the comfort of the old ways sort of suck us back in, as many have made New Year's resolutions and promises that things are going to move in a positive direction. So people are doubting that they're not going to be able to overcome these obstacles. And we still want to be able to dream. And the feeling that our hearts still keep on dreaming. And the fear that some of this fire may have blown out. But I want to talk about some hope today. And during this time that we're all self-quarantining and spending a lot of time within our homes, I'm sure many of you are doing so much needed cleanup, as I am too. Whether you're cleaning out your closets or your garages or whatever, all of this is really necessary and it's very helpful. It's cathartic. And it leaves us with a feeling of being purposeful, and that we need right now. Purpose gives us hope. As I sit quite often, as I contemplate and in meditation, I think about the symbology of cleaning out some of our old beliefs that might be lingering, that we don't need anymore, that no longer serve us. And this is part of the work that I do. I think a lot about this, and as possibly many of you do too. I channel a spirit called Megalithicon. I speak about it in my book, and I talk quite frequently about this spirit, and I'm so grateful to have this spirit communicate with me. It's a spirit that's comprised of 12 spirits altogether, and it is called the Emissaries of Light. It reminds me that in this time, this time is a cleansing, and we must clean our wounds. If you think about medically, if you've ever had a wound, it needs to clean out before it will heal. So clean the wounds that lie deep within us in order for the healing to take place, and new to enter, or what I say, to connect to the light, to expand ourselves, to be able to experience our soul self, our divine soul self, as we are magnificent beings. And as I was channeling, I immediately felt within myself this thought: I want to believe my truth, not just know it in my mind. As we often talk about, we say, well, I know my truth. I want to know who I am and feel this experience in every part of my being. And I want to know it more often than not. I want to experience myself. I'll admit that after that, I heard a specific word in that meditation, and I could not recall what the meaning was to it. So oftentimes the guides, master guides, will come and they'll say something in a very short word or a phrase or something, and that's for you to explore more so that you begin to experience it. That's how they work, or they do for me anyway. And they happen to tell me this word, and this word is called, or it's said, propensity. Now, when I talk about what I just mentioned about being myself and knowing more of myself, this is the exact word. because this is the description as I looked it up. An inclination or natural tendency to behave in a particular way. So now I say again, this is what I was thinking. I want to believe my truth. I want to own it. I want to know it more than the illusion. And that's exactly what propensity means. So at this time, I hear a lot of people talking about their fears, things that they're having anxiety or they're fearful of. It shows on people's faces, even if they're not talking about. Our buttons are being pressed right now, and the fears are presented very strongly. As I watch people in the grocery stores and walking outside and saying hello to people, it's almost as if people don't even want to look at you at times for fear that we could contaminate each other. You know, with the social distancing, it also comes a very closed up feeling in some ways, unless you're out helping in the community. So it's interesting to hear what people are saying. Sometimes you overhear it in places where other people are talking, and how what is happening is being interpreted, whether it's around the virus or the economic situation or the feeling of isolation and social distancing. But this is insight to each of us on how each of us sees the world and what type of pair of glasses do you wear. Stress doesn't come from external reality. It comes from the manner in which we experience it. I know this because I'm a homeopathic practitioner for over 25 years, and I've been trained to listen to people's stories and their experiences of their stories. We each experience it in a different, completely unique way. We are all unique individuals, and when we probe deeper and deeper into our own experience of stress, we traverse different levels of the experience of our inner world. And all of it is temporary as each level fades and we reach the inner patterns more in our lives, which underlies all of our experience. Possibly looking at our internal insecurities right now and our value systems. In other words, what's really important at this time and possibly after this is over. It may change very strongly. Hopefully, in some ways it does, because in our world there is so much that is out of control and not the way it really should be, as most of us feel. So it's a cleaning out of the old, externally and internally, and walking through the uncertainties of death. There is so much fear of death as we listen to the news and the TV and the media and all, and we're dealing with what we're told is a deadly virus and what's to come. There's so much doom and gloom right now. We're now given an opportunity at this time to be guided into a world of discovery of the inner world of ourselves, where we can go beyond our story, the emotions, the situations and physical pains, to find our true nature and then connection to others and to nature, to our universe, to the cosmos. We are a part of the whole of everything, and this is a time of the phoenix rising. This is a symbol of rising from the ashes to emerge from a problem, a catastrophe, and quite frankly, I think a pandemic falls in that. And this is about becoming stronger, wiser, and more empowered. It's the ultimate symbol of strength and renewal and rebirth. And that is the hope that I offer at this time, that I'm dreaming about, that I can feel within myself. Not the fear, but what is this about? This is about rebirth. So now we're being called into this time. This has been the plan all along. Beyond our illusions and beliefs, it's a part of the grand divine plan. I look forward to seeing you on the other side of the fence. desire and intend to send love and light to all of you. I'm Lori Wheeler, and I look forward to seeing you on the next Food for Thought. Stay